Hey everyone, and welcome back to another deep dive.
Always fun to get to do these with you.
AI is really making waves right now, especially when it comes to how businesses are working.
I agree. It feels like we're right on the edge of some big changes.
You're interested in seeing AI make a real impact,
Yeah.
right? Like on those everyday tasks.
Exactly. We all have those tasks we wish we could just hand off to someone else.
That's exactly what we're diving into today. The power of AI to boost productivity and make work more enjoyable.
And the good news is this isn't just a futuristic fantasy anymore. This stuff's actually happening.
We've got some awesome articles and case studies to dig into, all about Microsoft's Copilot agents.
So let's start with the basics. What are Copilot agents?
Yeah, they're basically like having a personalized AI assistant right inside your Microsoft apps.
Okay, I can see where this is going, like AI helping you with emails, documents, all that stuff.
It's even more than that. Imagine an AI that summarizes reports from your team.
Whoa, okay. That would save me a ton of time.
Or what if it could draft those meeting agendas that always take forever?
All right, I'm starting to get the picture.
And get this, it can even dig through company databases to answer your toughest questions.
So it's not just about those little tasks. It's like having a super-powered research assistant, too.
Exactly. So to give us a real-world example of how AI solutions are being implemented effectively, we're going to look at EAG Inc.
Okay, so who's EAG Inc. and what makes them so special?
They're a top technology consulting firm working mainly in the energy sector.
Energy sector. Got it. And what makes them stand out?
They've got an amazing track record, over 500 completed projects, expertise in tons of software packages.
That's a lot of experience.
And here's the kicker, they have an 81% client rehire rate. That's insane.
Wow, that does say a lot about how good they are.
They're clearly doing something right.
Uh-huh.
And a big part of that is how they're using AI to streamline their work.
So they're not just talking about AI, they're actually using it to get real results.
That makes the whole discussion about Copilot agents feel a lot less theoretical and a lot more like, hey, this could actually work for my company too, right?
Right. Yeah, totally. It's great to see real-world examples like this.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what Microsoft's Copilot agents actually are. One of our articles defines them as specialized AI assistants designed to enhance the capabilities of Microsoft 365 Copilot by connecting to your organization's knowledge and data sources.
That's a mouthful. Can you unpack that a bit?
Definitely. Think of it this way. They're basically extensions of the AI features that are already built into Microsoft 365.
Okay, so it's building on what's already there.
And they work within the tools you use every day, like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Teams.
So it's not a separate thing you have to learn. It's right there in the apps you're already using.
Now, here's the really cool part. These agents connect to your company's knowledge and data sources.
So hold on, what does that actually mean? How do they do that?
It means they learn from your company's specific information. So things like internal documents, databases, project plans.
And even things like customer interaction logs.
You got it.
Yeah.
So the Copilot agent isn't just some generic AI bot. It understands the context of your work.
That's pretty amazing. The more data it has access to, the smarter and more helpful it becomes, right?
You're catching on quick. It's like having a superpowered intern that instantly absorbs everything about your company.
Okay. That's a pretty powerful image. And that's where the real magic happens, right?
Yeah. These agents aren't just blindly summarizing reports or creating agendas. They're doing it with the intelligence of understanding your company's specific nuances.
So they're not just spitting out generic stuff. They're tailoring their work to your company's needs.
Our articles give us some great examples of this.
Oh.
Summarizing progress reports, identifying key milestones, drafting responses to customer queries.
All those tasks that can really eat up your time.
A Copilot agent could potentially handle them with incredible speed and accuracy.
But it's not just about speed, is it?
You're right. It's about fundamentally changing the role of the employee.
Like, instead of replacing jobs, it's augmenting human capabilities.
Exactly. What if you could focus on strategy, creativity, building relationships?
And let the AI take care of all that administrative stuff.
Suddenly we all have superpowers.
And here's the best part. This technology isn't just for huge corporations or tech geniuses.
Microsoft is making it accessible to everyone.
That's a big deal. What does that look like in practice?
Well, for starters, over 50,000 organizations are already using a platform called Copilot Studio.
Copilot Studio.
It's the tool used to create and manage these agents.
Interesting.
And get this, there are 2 new updates that are really shaking things up.
All right, I'm all ears. What are these game changers?
First, you can now publish these agents directly into Microsoft 365 Copilot.
So they're even more seamlessly integrated into your workflow.
No more switching between programs. It's all right there at your fingertips.
That's huge for usability.
And the second update is even more mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Microsoft has launched a new user-friendly Copilot Studio experience.
User-friendly? Does that mean what I think it means?
It means anyone, regardless of their technical skills, can create their own custom Copilot agents.
Hold on. So you're telling me I don't need to be a coding whiz to build my own AI assistant?
You got it. It's like giving everyone the power to create their own customized AI tools.
The possibilities are endless.
I know it's really exciting. But with all this talk about AI taking over tasks,
We have to address the big question, right?
what about security and data privacy?
Yeah, what's stopping this AI from going rogue and spilling all our company secrets?
That's a really important question.
Yes.
And Microsoft has been very proactive about addressing these concerns.
Okay, so what are they doing to make sure businesses can use these tools safely and securely?
First and foremost, these tools are built with really strong security measures and administrative controls.
Built right in. That's good to hear.
This means that the data used by the Copilot agent stays within your company's control,
So it's not going out to some third-party server somewhere.
and it adheres to your existing security and compliance policies.
So it's not like the AI is going to suddenly start sharing confidential info with the whole world.
Not at all. And they have extra features like data loss prevention policies.
Adding another layer of protection.
It's clear that Microsoft is taking data privacy and governance very seriously.
Which is essential when we're talking about AI that has access to sensitive company information.
Absolutely. So to sum up, we've talked about what Copilot agents are, how they work their incredible potential.
And the fact that they're built with security and privacy in mind.
What's next?
Well, now that we have the basics down, I think it's time to see how businesses are actually using these agents in the real world.
I'm ready for some real-world examples. Give me the nitty-gritty details.
All right, let's jump into part 2.
Let's dive in.
All right, welcome back to our deep dive into Copilot agents.
We've covered the basics. Now I'm ready to see these agents in action.
You got it. Let's jump into some real-world scenarios.
Give me those examples where these AI agents are making a difference.
Okay, let's start with something we can all relate to, meetings.
Oh, I know. Those can be a time suck.
Right, so imagine using a Copilot agent to draft a meeting agenda.
Okay, so the agent would just create the agenda for me?
It's more than that. It would analyze all the relevant documents, emails, meeting notes.
Wow. So it would really understand the context of the meeting.
Exactly. And then it would create an agenda that hits all the key points.
That sounds like a dream. I spent so much time trying to wrangle everyone's input.
And here's the best part. It would also prioritize those key points.
So we're focusing on the most important stuff,
And it doesn't stop there. The agent could actually schedule the meeting too.
taking everyone's availability into account.
You got it. And it could even send out reminders.
So it's like having a dedicated meeting coordinator,
Huh.
but powered by AI.
Huh.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential here, but let's move beyond meetings.
Sure. What else are you curious about?
Can these agents handle tasks that require more research and analysis?
Absolutely. Imagine a marketing team trying to understand industry trends.
Okay, that's a good example. Lots of data to sift through.
Right. So they could task a Copilot agent with scanning industry reports, social media feeds news articles.
To identify those key insights,
Exactly. Instead of spending hours digging through data,
they get a concise summary of what matters most.
and they can use that time to focus on strategy and campaign development.
It's huge. It's not just summarizing data, though, right?
Right. These agents can actually give actionable recommendations too.
Like what?
Let's say a sales team wants to identify cross-selling opportunities.
Okay, so they could use the agent to analyze customer data.
And the agent would pinpoint those potential opportunities.
It's like having an AI sales consultant working behind the scenes.
That's a great way to put it. We're just scratching the surface here.
Okay, I'm on board with how these agents can automate, enhance, even provide recommendations.
Sounds like you're getting the hang of it.
But I'm sure some of our listeners are wondering, is this going to take my job?
That's a valid concern. It's important to address that.
So how do we approach this whole AI taking over jobs thing?
We need to shift our perspective instead of seeing it as a threat.
We should see it as an opportunity.
Exactly. AI is changing the nature of work, but it's not about replacing us.
It's about making us better.
Right. Think of Copilot agents as tools that enhance human capabilities
So they handle the repetitive stuff.
and free us up to focus on what we do best.
Creativity, problem solving, building relationships.
All that good stuff.
But does that mean our current skills will become obsolete?
Not necessarily. While technical skills are important,
The most in-demand skills will be those that complement AI.
Things like critical thinking, emotional intelligence, adaptability.
And the ability to work alongside AI.
Exactly. It's not about becoming a tech
It's
whiz.
about honing those uniquely human skills.
The future of work isn't humans versus machines
Is humans and machines working together?
to achieve amazing things.
That's a much more optimistic view. I like it.
It's about embracing the change and seeing the potential.
Are there any potential challenges we should be aware of, though?
Of course, with any new technology, there are considerations.
Like what?
One challenge is ensuring responsible use of these AI agents.
What do you mean by that?
Well, let's say a Copilot agent is used to analyze job applications.
Okay, I can see where this is going.
If the data it's trained on isn't diverse, the agent could perpetuate biases.
That's a real risk.
We need humans involved to guide the AI and ensure it reflects our values.
So it's a big responsibility.
But it's also an incredible opportunity to shape the future of AI.
We need to be proactive and ensure it's used ethically.
Absolutely. So we've covered how these agents are being used.
The potential impact on jobs and the importance of responsible development.
What's next on our deep dive agenda?
Let's talk about security and governance.
Great idea. One of our sources, a blog post from Microsoft, dives into these aspects.
They highlight the Microsoft 365 trust boundary.
What's that?
It basically means the data used by Copilot agents stays within your Microsoft 365 environment.
So it's not shared with outside parties?
Exactly. And it's not used for anything beyond its intended purpose.
So my company's data is protected.
That's the idea. Microsoft has implemented tons of security measures to enforce this trust boundary.
Like data encryption and access controls.
You got it.
Yeah.
And they have audit trails to monitor data usage.
So it's clear that they're taking this seriously.
They've also provided centralized administrative controls.
Meaning companies can manage and govern the use of these agents.
Exactly. IT admins can set permissions, define policies, and have full control.
That's a huge win for security and compliance.
It gives companies peace of mind knowing they're in control.
So we've explored real-world applications, the impact on jobs and skills.
And the security measures Microsoft has in place?
There's still one more crucial area to explore.
What's that?
The future of this technology.
Oh, I'm excited to hear about that.
In Part 3, we'll delve into the possibilities of AI-powered work.
And how we can prepare for this new era.
All right, let's wrap up Part 2 and jump into the final part of our deep dive.
I'm ready. Let's do it. All right, welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the world of Copilot agents. We've covered a lot, but now it's time to look ahead. What's the future hold for this game-changing technology?
Buckle up, because the future of AI is moving fast. What we're seeing now with Copilot agents is just a glimpse of what's to come.
Give us a peek behind the curtain. What trends should we be watching? What's next for AI, and how will it change the way we work?
One big trend is the growing autonomy of AI agents. Remember how we talked about them becoming more integrated into our workflows? Well, as they get smarter, they'll be able to operate with less and less human input.
So they'll be able to handle more complex tasks and even make decisions on their own.
Exactly. They'll become more like partners working alongside us to solve problems and make those tough calls.
That's pretty mind-blowing, but also a little bit intimidating, to be honest.
I get that, but one of the most exciting developments is making these agents more intuitive and easier to use.
So we won't need a PhD in computer science to work with them.
Exactly. Companies like Microsoft are pouring resources into natural language processing and conversational AI.
So we'll be able to talk to these agents just like we talk to each other.
That's the goal. We'll be able to use everyday language to give them instructions and get information.
So instead of learning complicated commands, I could just say, hey, Copilot, whip up a report on our sales figures and flag any issues.
That's the vision. And it goes beyond voice commands. We're also seeing progress in AI that can understand and respond to our emotions.
So it's not just about efficiency anymore. It's about making our interactions with technology more human.
Absolutely. And as these agents become more ingrained in our work, they'll also become more personalized.
So imagine an AI that understands your preferences, anticipates your needs, and tailors its assistance to your unique working style.
It's like having a custom-made AI assistant that knows you better than you know yourself.
Okay, we've talked about some pretty amazing possibilities, but let's get practical. What can our listeners do today to prepare for this AI-powered future?
The most important thing is to embrace a mindset of continuous learning.
So be ready to learn new things and adapt to change.
The skills we need today might not be the skills we need tomorrow.
So it's about having that growth mindset.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment with AI tools that are already available.
Lots of platforms offer free trials or basic versions.
It's a great way to get a feel for how these agents work and how they can help you.
So dip your toes in the water before diving in headfirst.
And as you experiment, remember to focus on developing those uniquely human skills we discussed earlier.
Things like critical thinking, creativity, communication, and empathy.
Those skills will become even more valuable as AI takes on more routine tasks.
It's all about collaboration, not competition. We need to find ways to work with AI, not against it.
You got it. And remember, this is just the beginning. As technology continues to evolve, we can expect even more innovation and transformation in how we live and work.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty pumped about the future.
Mhm.
It's clear that AI is going to play a huge role in shaping our world.
And it's up to all of us to make sure it's a future that benefits everyone.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into the world of Copilot agents. We've covered so much ground, from real-world applications to the ethical considerations and the exciting possibilities on the horizon.
And as always, there's still so much more to explore.
To our listeners, keep that curiosity alive. Keep learning, keep experimenting, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
Who knows, maybe you'll be the one to create the next groundbreaking AI agent.
Until next time, keep those AI wheels turning. This is The Deep Dive signing off.